Hey guys, it's Kayla, and today I'm going to be making a video about just reading paranormal stories off of Reddit. And one of my vlogs, I think it's going to be like my first vlog for my vlog channel. I'm going to try doing that. I was mentioning how I was trying to figure out Reddit and couldn't, and just like didn't understand it. So these stories are from Reddit, but they're not, like, I didn't go to the Reddit site to like find them. I'm still gonna try to figure out Reddit, hopefully. But yeah, I'm just gonna be reading some paranormal stories off of there. I thought that would be a fun video because there's not much else to do because of quarantine. But let's not talk about that because everyone's sick of hearing that. I haven't pulled up on my computer, so if I'm looking down, that's why. And it's putting weird lighting on my face because if I lower the brightness, you can like, I don't know. I'll just probably leave it like that because I can still read it. This one doesn't look like it has a title. It might have a title on Reddit itself. But yeah. So I need the brightness up. If I look weird right here, it's because of the brightness on my computer. I'm sorry. Like I'm blind and I can't see it. Okay. So mine is secondhand. My stepmom and my dad used to work opposite shifts there for a while. He was on nights, her on days. They had a set of baby monitors from when my sister and I were babies. My dad said they could record short messages with them and they would leave them out on the coffee table for the other to hear when they got home from their shift. This was on for a bit, then once their shifts lined up, they put the monitors away in storage. She died of cancer at a really young age, and my dad had just gotten back from the funeral and was home alone. He spent that night going through their things, packing some of her stuff away. He said he had one of the baby monitors sitting out on the coffee table, and it woke him up in the middle of the night with an old message going off on repeat that she had recorded. It said, "I love you, Mike. I love you, Mike," over and over. My dad told me he just sat on the couch in the dark and listened to her message until the batteries died. A couple weeks later, he had picked us kids up for the weekend. After my sister and I went inside, he said he was sitting on the porch smoking, and a strong gust of wind blew, and he said he could smell her perfume that she always wore. It scared me hearing those stories as a kid, but now I can see the beauty and peace in those experiences. That is, I don't want to say like that's a creepy story, because I don't really think it's creepy. I think that's like this person. I don't want to assume they're a guy or a girl. I don't know, but they said that like they saw the beauty in the stories, and I kind of see that too. I don't think it's creepy. I think it's really sweet, actually. It's a little weird just because like you can't really explain that, but I think it's pretty cool that the dad got some like sign that his wife was still there. Yeah, I think that's cool. I feel like the story kind of jumped around though, but I noticed that with Reddit, like when I see other YouTubers I watch do these, they're like, the stories don't ever, a lot of them don't like, they kind of skip around a lot, is what I noticed. It says this account was deleted for this next one, but the story's still here. But, okay. There's a note and it says, "Okay, not me, but my family." I'm assuming this is this person's family who experienced this. "My grandfather was a bad man, alcoholic, extremely violent, tried to kill my grandmother in front of their kids. One of his less horrible acts was abandoning my grandmother with their 6 kids, all under the age of 12. Some of his kids maintained minimal contact with him. He lived about 30 or 40 miles from my grandmother and the 2 kids who'd stayed in the area." I don't know who you are, but that's really messed up. I'm sorry that happened to your grandma. Yeah, let's just keep reading. "When he was in his 80s, he was hospitalized and then passed away in the middle of the night. In the morning, his oldest child, one of my aunts, went to the morgue to identify the body and fill out paperwork. On her way, she stopped by my grandmother's to break the news. When she came in, my grandmother said, 'Oh, it's a sad day. He died just past midnight, I imagine.' My grandmother began to show some signs of dementia. or just basic old age, and so the weird comments weren't too out of character. And my aunt assumed that the hospital one of her siblings had already called to tell their mother the news. I don't understand that last sentence. I'm assuming that means like one of their aunt's siblings, like their other aunt or uncle, called the grandma to tell her. I don't know. My aunt shook it off and drove to the morgue. When she saw the death certificate, she was shocked to see the time of death listed as 12:10 a.m. On her way home, she stopped back at my grandmother's and asked her who had called her to tell her the news, and asked why she said that she thought he died just past midnight. My grandmother said, "He came to see me at 12:30 and we talked for a spell. He wanted to apologize for all he'd done to me and you kids. I think he made his peace and was able to move on. I'm glad for that." My grandmother then resumed humming and doing a jigsaw puzzle. That's kind of weird, but I mean, if that really did happen, that he came back and apologized to her, that's pretty cool. But then again, it does say she had dementia, so maybe she imagined it, but I don't know. There's some notes at the bottom, so maybe that explains what it is. I don't know. Let me keep reading. My grandmother knew her ex-husband had died and the approximate time of his death because his ghost visited her in the middle of the night. But yep, that's what it said. This has an edit at the bottom. Went to bed and then awoke to an immense set of comments, many relating similar experiences. I don't have time to reply to all of them, but thanks for the comments. Many are very interesting. So that was an interesting story. It's kind of sad, but this is a short one. It's called Of Flowers and Music. Not creepy, but kind of cool. My mother split and transplanted a rose bush from my grandfather's farm about 40 years ago. It took but never bloomed. At that point, she only kept it because it grew into the fence nicely and kept us kids from climbing it. My grandfather died about 5 years after she transplanted it, and that spring it bloomed red roses. A few years after that, my grandmother died, in this spring after it bloomed white roses. These are the only 2 years that ever bloomed. Yeah, that's not creepy, but that's kind of cool. I haven't read any of these, so I don't know. I have no preview of any of them, so yeah. I realize I'm just like slouching because I'm like down here, and then if I sit up straight, I'm kind of like more towards the top of the camera, like I have headspace. But I don't want to be like so close because I see some videos where people like have no headspace and they're like this the whole video. I'm like, you can't see your head. Let me find another one. I want it too long, but I don't want to like cut off the video right just yet. Oh, okay. This is the last one I'm gonna read because it looks pretty long. Hopefully, it's a good one. Hopefully. Late to the party, but here is mine. Oh, and that's the start of it. I used to be in the military, and the training camp bunk that we lived in was said to be haunted. Occasionally, our stuff would go missing and reappear in weird places, like under our bed or inside a bag that we had zipped up and stuff. No big deal, right? I mean, human error and all. Then came the incident that freaked everyone out. It was one night after lights out. My friend was on his phone texting his girlfriend. Most of us were drifting off to sleep and were lying on our beds. Suddenly, he heard the shuffling of feet from the corridor, so thinking that it was our sergeant, he quickly hid his phone under his pillow, rolled over on his side, and pretended to sleep. Till this day, what happens next chills me to my bone. While he pretended to sleep, he heard someone right behind him at the other side of the bed going, "Don't worry, you can continue to pretend to sleep." I would dismiss this as a figment of his imagination, except about 5 other people around him heard it as well, including me. Creepier still, there was no one there, and it was the voice of a little girl that said it. That is not funny. That is so creepy. To make matters freakier, hold on. I skipped the whole thing. For reference, our training camp was in the middle of an island and was set up away from the main admin blocks. The island has been closed by the government for army training purposes for the past 15 years, so there were definitely no civilians around, let alone kids. To make matters freakier, when we came back from our weekend home leave, there was a bunch of female hair on his bed, neatly bundled up, long and jet black. Under his pillow was a note, "Remember me?" No. That is so creepy. I hate that. Oh my gosh. I lost my place. Now, as I said, we were in the middle of a forest, in the middle of an island, and at that point in time, there were no female recruits or personnel on the island. Our bunks were locked up for the weekend, and the duty sergeant had no idea that the incident happened. We never spoke about it after that night. Still chills me to the bone thinking about it. This is an edit. At the bottom it says, "Yes guys, I am from Singapore, and those of you guys who are from there would know, until recently army camps in Singapore did not allow headphones with cameras, so no pictures. Also, for those of you that say it may be a prank, yes, it very well may have been, but if it were, it'd be one heck of a prank, and I was really fooled bad. The complexity of that prank would have been crazy, and I applaud anyone that was able to pull that off. That being said, many Singaporean guys will tell you that the camp is a place where a lot of paranormal stuff happens. Most guys that have been through the camp have either experienced something firsthand or know someone that has experienced it firsthand. Lastly, for those of you saying I fabricated the whole thing, my job was not to convince you. I'm simply relating what the heck happened to me and my army buddies. Believe what you will, but I know what happened to me." That is a creepy story, that last one. I think it was a good one. I think it's really creepy though, because like the little girl, like just imagine just laying in bed at night and a little girl you hear behind you saying like, "Oh, don't worry, you don't have to keep pretending to sleep." Like, that is so weird. I would be so freaked out if that ever happened to me. Like, I would jump out of my bed so fast and just get out. Like, I just, I don't know how that guy was even able to like stay right there like that. Like, that's just creepy. I don't even know how you could make that up. I mean, you could make it up, but I don't know. Are the stories on Reddit even real? Because I don't know. I don't know anything about Reddit. I'm gonna, after I finish filming, I'm gonna go look up Reddit and like read some stuff on there, or like skim through some stories and pick ones for another video I want to make reading these. Maybe I'll make it a series. That'd be pretty cool. I know there's another girl here on YouTube who does it. Her name is Courtney, but I think she goes by CJades. I really love her videos. I think she's so funny. Everything she does, like her content is amazing. She doesn't only just do these videos, but in case anyone thinks I'm stealing the idea or anything, she's the first person I saw to do it. I know there's probably other people doing it, but she's the one I saw. So if anyone else does it, cool idea. Not that CJ's is ever gonna see this, but she does read those stories, and I thought that was pretty cool to do. So I'm not stealing the idea. I just think it's really cool and something I want to do because I'm interested in paranormal stuff, and reading those stories is really weird and cool and fun. So I had a good time. Anyways, thanks for watching. Please give my video a thumbs up, subscribe, and leave comments down below what you would like to see next, or if you have any stories of your own that I would love to read them. I just messed up right there, but whatever. Have a good day. I will see you in my next video, and don't forget to check out my TikTok down below. I will link it in the description. Yeah, thanks, bye.